Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's your boy Stevie Jobber.
And it's your boy Dangerous Duke.
Welcome back to the Dangerous Jobbers podcast, putting wrestling over one podcast at a time.
Woo woo woo.
And we are here on Super Bowl weekend, just before the Super Bowl, to talk wrestling.
Of course.
Um, Not a big week. We're leading into Elimination Chamber. AEW is having some things. We'll touch on a little small part of that. But I want to start with the most recent wrestling news. Is probably the releases, the WWE releases. Not as many as there is other years, but enough names for X to be concerned, I should
Yeah.
say. So I'll list the names. You give me how you feel. You know, Blair Davenport, the Good Brothers. Who else? Cedric Alexander announced that he parted ways. Maybe he knew this was coming, or maybe this was a silent release where they actually called everybody and did it respectfully before they released the news. Who knows? But I know Cedric just before the releases were announced, kind of insinuated that he had been let go or that he had asked for his release. Um, and then who else do we have here? Blair Davenport, the Good Brothers, Sonya Deville.
Mm-hmm.
Sonya Deville's now gone. Um, I hear that Isla Dawn has been
Yep.
released,
Yep. She was another
uh,
one.
along with AOP and Paul Ellering. Um, is that all of them? We got Blair, we got Isla, we got Cedric, AOP.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is that everyone
I think so far, that's everybody.
so far?
So far.
You think there's more coming?
I mean, possibly. I know I'm just surprised that it didn't happen after Mania. Normally that's when they do happen is post Mania, and these ones happened pre-Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, as far as the people that got released, some of them, well, for the most part, most of them weren't really featured as much or doing anything. I think the main one that was surprising was Sonya, believe it or not, because she was actually on TV a little bit with the Pure Fusion Collective. Good Brothers, I hate to see them go, but again, they weren't doing anything. Cedric, it's good for him to go because he'll do better things elsewhere. AOP and Paul Ellering, you kind of just brought them in just to do a couple things and then sent them packing again, so that kind of sucks. But most of the people that they let go can do good things anywhere else. Like Sonya could definitely go to TNA or AEW and do some good stuff. AOP as a tag team could go anywhere and be great. Cedric, he can go anywhere and be great. So I mean, it's not like they're terrible releases. They kind of weren't doing anything, but it sucks seeing some of them people go.
Yeah. I'll touch on just a few of them that I have opinions about and try and run it down because you said most of it. Cedric, I think Cedric will go right to AEW. I think maybe they knew, maybe he knew, maybe he had an edge or somebody like I don't know, but it feels like Cedric probably already knew where things were headed
Mm-hmm.
and maybe had insinuated plans with the boys in the meantime. Because
Mm-hmm.
at the same time that Cedric Alexander is being released, um, and hadn't really been utilized much before working with Asante the Adonis, who ended up really kind of executing at the right time, at the right place, and the right situation because dumb luck well, I don't want to say dumb luck, but kind of catapulted Asante the Adonis into this place where he was cared about on NXT TV without having to win matches. And it just so happens they're working with TNA now, and the other Hit Row tag partner is on TNA,
Mm-hmm.
and he's already been featured on the show somewhere. So them working together is inevitable. And now that AJ Francis is hot, it kind of works. So now people can genuinely care about Hit Row and it can work for two promotions at once. He's going to be fine.
Hmm.
Cedric probably going to the Hurt Syndicate. He's going to be fine. Blair Davenport seems to have already known where she was going to go. I haven't heard of it, but I have been noticeably away from a lot more of the indie shows I got to get back into. Um, AOP, I think Paul Ellering can go home. I don't think he needs to do anymore. Um, Azum and Raycard and Razor can kind of go really wherever they want. Their look works. Their in ring has already been proven. They just haven't been utilized well. They can go anywhere.
Hmm.
Um, who else is on that list?
The Good Brothers.
The good bro. Oh well, they're come on. My only thing is, it sucks because we were finally gonna get the OC in a good place, and then AJ got hurt, and then they had to like take a down route in NXT. Ended up working out for Meechin. The Good Brothers were already kind of over, so they were just doing a favor until they were sitting home. And then AJ comes back, gets hurt again, so we don't even know if we would have got the reunion. We'll never know where the story went. Now he returns as AJ Classic. The Motor City Machine Guns are there. Like the Good Brothers are floating in the ether, waiting to be utilized, and we let them go.
Yeah, I think my gripe with the Good Brothers being let go is we never got the Good Brothers versus God in WWE. That's like the only thing that has a it's like a knife to the back kind of feeling.
You know what? That was kind of my thing too. Is once AJ was able to have a faction again, in a time when like factions are really important again.
Hmm.
There's a bunch of new people that they could do fresh things with as a group of four. Meechin's now over. The Good Brothers are always going to be over. AJ's now, back. And after the France pop, he's like one of the hotter main eventers that they have.
Hmm.
It would have been a great time to see him work with the Good Brothers to go up against, if he stayed on SmackDown, still go up against, the Bloodline, because him and the Good Brothers is much more believable in a story with like Solo Jacob or Solo and God or
Hmm.
Jacob and God, however you want to put it together. And there's already kind of money there that we know, whatever show we're having next in Japan, this is a main event, if not a co-main event, and we kind of miss out on that. But hey, there's still the Motor City Machine Guns, and the Good Brothers are probably going to be fine.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. That's kind of the bummiest part about it. That was the release that was like, I wish you wouldn't have did that one,
Hmm.
you know. Um, let's talk about the Royal Rumble winners.
Yeah.
We did the review, but let's talk about the direction of the winners so far. Charlotte hasn't picked necessarily, but we kind of know where that's leaning. Same thing with
Hmm.
Jay, hasn't picked officially, but we do kind of know where it's leading. Um, I want to talk about the reactions first, and then you tell me where we think things are going and how we're going to get there after. But Jay and Charlotte was kind of a weird combination on
Yeah.
social media and then translated on TV.
Hmm.
On social media, when Jay won, whole lot of hate. We talked about it.
Yep.
And now I feel like you see Monday Night Raw after all that internet hate, and you watch him open up the show and the reception from the fans, and it's like, dude, come on. You can't deny that. You can't
Yeah.
deny that. You say whatever you want to online. When that music hit, he was the people's champ.
Yeah.
So all of that kind of quiets down, I think. So it was a weird reaction for 24 hours there because we got a whole day of people feeling a way about it. And then the moment Jay's music hits, it comes through so clear on the screen that like this guy is undeniable. You can't hate this guy. You
No.
can't really feel that way.
And
You know,
that's what
they
we
hit his
said.
music in extra time. You know what I mean? When's the last time they just like hit it again for the, for the how deep are we into this? How much time is going by?
Uh 10 minutes.
10 minutes. I wait 5 minutes to get my curse off, but you can't deny that. It's electrifying, as his family would say.
Hmm.
And then you got Charlotte, who I thought everyone was genuinely okay about when she won, because it was kind of like a come on, Charlotte. Charlotte wins. Um, and then she showed up, and I felt like she got all the hate they didn't give to Jey Uso. Like they had pivoted and chose the other one. You know what I mean? It was kind of weird.
My
I
oh
mean,
my, how the turntables turn.
it's crazy. So, how did you feel? You know, when you heard the reception of Charlotte, when you heard the reception of Jay, after everything about Jay, and now we're at this place where it looks like Charlotte may have wanted to go in as a face, and they're gonna have to write an angle where she's a heel, which I guess works out still if you're going up against Tiffany Stratton, and then the reception of Jay getting all that hate and Gunther kind of now personifying it. I think they called that one on the fly.
Yeah. I'm gonna start with Jay. From what I said last week, it translates over to this week.
Mm.
I didn't see what the hate was for when he won the Rumble. I didn't see what the hate was 24 hours later. And then going through Raw, going through SmackDown, I was right. There was no reason to be hating on this guy, especially from that promo on Raw that he cut. That wasn't, if that wasn't on the fly, he's a great actor. That felt like it was from the heart.
Yeah.
It genuinely felt like he was trying to find the words and couldn't find the words, but then found the words. So again, Jay winning and then getting the hate, he didn't need it. And with this week going by, it showed he didn't need to get the hate. Charlotte, on the other hand, I agree with you. She got all the hate that Jay didn't get from this week, and I kind of get it. I do because it's Charlotte, but again, it's Charlotte. Again, she's naturally that good that you're gonna hate when she's in the top spot because she's that good. She's Charlotte Flair. She's arguably the GOAT.
Mm.
So I get it, but it's like I don't get it.
It's weird, right? I
Yeah,
think she hit this weird place where she thought she could pull a Triple H, and it ended up
kind of
kind of
backfiring.
kind of going into a John Cena type of place.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I felt like maybe we felt like she had been bad for so long that she could just kind of be herself, like hit the Randy Orton Triple H type of like I didn't necessarily change, but you love me now kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned into this weird thing where like all the people that did feel that way are cheering her, but all the people that felt like this is too much have hit their
Mm-hmm.
John Cena wall of like not again.
Pretty much.
And it's I don't know, it's a weird place. It's a weird place to be at. Do you think it'll still land her on Charlotte? I mean, on Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna end up with her being the heel in the end of it all, and Tiffany Stratton being the face. I just
And do you think that means she doesn't win? Do you think if they had cheered her, she would have been winning? Because I thought as soon as she won, that's 15. She's making 15 this WrestleMania because it's not really going to hurt Tiffany to lose to the greatest women's wrestler of all time.
it's not,
And
and
it would be in a build up. Eventually, I would expect for Tiffany to get it back. But
yeah,
now it feels like maybe because of the reception, she has to go and heel and Tiffany has to win.
Yeah, and I believe I said something similar last week that Charlotte was gonna win and get number 15. I might not have said it, but something eerily similar. And now looking at it, I think I'm picking Tiffany to win because looking at it from a full angle, Charlotte winning doesn't really hurt Tiffany, like you said, but Tiffany winning does a whole lot more for
Now,
Tiffany.
now there's a whole lot more money in Tiffany winning the match because now
Yeah.
people don't want Charlotte to win. People aren't. So now I guess people aren't going to be expecting Charlotte to win.
And then not only that,
And it could be, a great Tiffany, a great Trish Stratus effect and having Tiffany Stratton win this WrestleMania.
I was gonna say there's that, and then you look at the main staples of the women's division for the last decade,
Mm,
they're not getting any younger. You have to build.
hmm
What's a better way to build Tiffany than at WrestleMania beating the women's GOAT, Charlotte Flair? And because they compare the two of them because of the look, now you got them in a match at Mania. Tiffany winning might mean a whole lot more than putting on a great match and losing.
You're not wrong about that. This could be her. This could
Or
be her.
breakthrough.
Yeah, this could be her breakthrough. This could be the one that makes her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not against that. I think it would do wonders to add a new, like, cement her as the new main event staple of the women's division
Yep.
to beat Charlotte at WrestleMania when everyone expects her to get that, her first against her 15th. It's a lot of money in Tiffany winning.
Mm-hmm.
Um, moving on, Solo returns. I'm jumping the line here, but it's not the most exciting news. Solo returns. He's after Cody. I just feel like this wasn't as big as it needed to be. Or perhaps maybe we thought too much more would happen. I expected bigger things. Oh, he's just attacking Cody again. That was kind of, well, did you really have to disappear for that?
Mm, I I don't think Solo's going to be in the same. I don't think Solo's going to be the same guy that he was in the
Mm,
sense of booking,
hmm
in the sense of position, because the return, like you said, it didn't hit as well as it should have. But I think that's also because Jacob Fatu is coming into his own, and they're letting him talk. And kind of like with Solo, when they let Solo talk, we realize, okay, Solo's pretty good when he can be.
hmm
But Jacob is, and I hate to say it, Jacob is better. Jacob is more versed on the mic, in the ring, more charismatic. So I think Solo is going to wind up taking a back seat a little bit to Jacob and the rest of the bloodline ordeal, Cody ordeal, whatever you want to call it. So I don't think it's going to hit the same, and it sucks to say, but I think we found our new guy for the bloodline, and it's going to be Jacob.
I wanna, how do I say this? I got a statement and two questions.
Mm-hmm.
My statement is I've been watching, you know how long I've been watching Jacob. So in the spirit of how much I've been watching Jacob, um, it wasn't a surprise to me.
Mm-hmm.
He's been one of the best talker in MLW in all the years that he's been there. He's been one of the absolute best in cutting a promo, and they let him do his style of promo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still waiting for him to say dog walk.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, he's been the purest version of himself he can be while adjusting to the WWE thing. And it's worked. It's done nothing but work. And I knew if you give him that much time, that much of a window to establish himself.
Hmm.
He comes across so authentic. Um, so it wasn't a surprise to me that he became so much bigger than Solo in so short a time. You got to
Hmm.
remember, like this dude already carried a company. Like it's not, it's not as unfamiliar to him to be better than everybody else.
Hmm.
That being said, I think it did hurt Solo's return. Not that I didn't like Solo as the bloodline leader. I thought he was a little bit swagger, a little bit funnier in certain types of ways. But I just don't think. I think maybe maybe this was a call on the fly too, but maybe this was expected to happen. Maybe this was supposed to create a certain type of dynamic.
Hmm.
But that being said, yeah, it takes away from Solo's impact as a group of three because Fatu's kind of a shadow you coming back to now. Like I was just about to hit my stride and then you came back.
Hmm.
So it's gonna be weird. Um, where are we at? Are we halfway? We
Yeah,
at
we
20
got
now?
about 20.
We at 20. Let's give the women some. Um, starting with AEW's women's division. I wanted to spend a quick second um on Tony Storm and Mariah May. I was disinterested in Tony Storm coming back as original Tony Storm,
Hmm.
especially because she was like amnesia. She had like amnesia. And then it turns out she was playing, timeless Tony Storm. I just want to say you really hit a stride lately. And the whole Mariah May is Tony Storm is Mariah May thing worked. Like it's you guys are doing some funny stuff over there.
Hmm.
And then Mariah May like taking some random blonde she was fighting. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. Um, and like putting Tony Storm's crap on her, and like you guys are taking it to a place I didn't think you could take it to. I'm interested again. I applaud you for that. Duke, do you want to talk about the stuff with Harley Cameron and Mercedes Monet?
Yeah, so my my uh my opinion on this is the best stuff that Mercedes Monet has ever done in AEW, and it's not because of her. I think this is the best thing she's done since she left WWE, and it's not because of her. Harley Cameron has been carrying this whole backstage dynamic that they got going on,
Hmm.
especially with the little live performance she did for her, and then the puppet show. Everything she's been doing for Mercedes Monet has been hilarious, and I can't wait until this culminates into a match because I feel like the match itself is going to be just as hilarious as
Hmm.
the backstage segments. So I got to give kudos to Harley Cameron and give her a shout out because she's been some of the more entertaining stuff for AEW and Mercedes.
And if they lean the way AEW tends to lean, if you're over enough, we'll give you a belt. And Mercedes got four of them. She can
Mm-hmm.
stand to lose one, if you ask me. It would be funny.
Exactly.
Um, and then, of course, I think the most exciting thing for across the women's divisions, uh, as far as I know this week, is probably the return of Alexa Bliss.
Yes.
And in the spirit of talking about reactions, I think Alexa Bliss had probably the best reaction at Royal Rumble and this week because it
Mm-hmm.
felt like she got the exact same crazy pop she got at the Rumble on Friday when she came out for a qualifying match against Candice LeRae. They had their
Mm-hmm.
whatever story segment, but when Alexa Bliss's music hit, huge, huge pop, huge pop. Um, and she had a solid match.
Mm-hmm.
She had a nice solid match in there with Candice. Um, so yeah, I do believe. I guess my question would be, one, how'd you feel about the reaction? How'd you feel about the match? How you feel about what Alexa's plans might be? And my second part B to that question, how long before the Wyatt stuff?
So as far as the reaction goes, the Rumble, amazing. She had a great reaction. The match on Raw for uh for the elimination qualifier, it was a match. It was a good match. It wasn't like anything mesmerizing or that blew you out of the water, but it shows she can still go. She can still do her thing even after a 2 year layoff. She looked good, which was a plus. I like the stomping on the doll thing or kicking the doll, whatever it was. I like that. Um, call it bias, call it whatever you want. I feel like I kind of want her to go to Mania and get the title. Like not just win the title, at least compete for the title.
Okay.
Um, and then the Wyatt stuff, I would do that. I think that would have to be a post Mania thing because since the Wyatts are SmackDown now, that would be kind of hard because Alexa's on Raw.
Mm.
So I think it would have to be like a post Mania thing for that to happen. But stranger things have happened, and Wyatts are known to
Well,
float
no, she
everywhere.
got she got traded to SmackDown, I thought, Alexa.
Oh, is she? No.
Or was she just there for a qualifying match?
Oh, is she SmackDown
Because she
specifically
was on
now?
SmackDown for the qualifier.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, I guess it would have to be a post Mania thing then, because I would still want Alexa to win the Chamber and go to Mania and compete for the title.
Hmm. Yeah, and I don't think they would do. Oh, but here's the thing: if Charlotte picks Tiffany, then Alexa can't win the chamber. She'd have to fight Rhea. Would they let Alexa beat Rhea?
Like I said, she doesn't have to win.
Okay.
I would just like to see her compete for a title at
What
Mania.
if she loses the chamber because of the Wyatts?
Ooh, see now you cooking with some oil right now. Um,
What if they, you know what I mean? Like, what if she's in the chamber
Sister
and they hit
Abigail
a
Carlson.
they hit a freaking, there you are, and the
Mm-hmm.
lights go out,
And then we get Nikki.
and then instead of whoever Alexa's standing across from, Nikki's like in the middle and like takes out Alexa, then the lights go off again, and then she disappears, and whoever was left in the chamber pins her. That'd be crazy.
That
Then
that
you
would be
got
dope.
Alexa Bliss
That
versus Nikki Cross at Mania.
yeah, that could happen in like the final three or the final two of the chamber. She goes to hit that weird Sister Abigail move that she does, and
And the lights
then
go out.
Nikki pops up, hits her with whatever, lights go back out, and then she disappears again.
Mm, the pop would be so good.
That's a nice setup for a Mania match you did there. I
I'd
like
lose
that.
my mind. I'd lose my mind. You'd be answering all my dreams. Like this is a crazy way to, give it to Bray in the midst of, reuniting Alexa and Nikki Cross and kind of their better lights, you know.
That was a good idea. You should start a podcast.
All right, man. Let's get to the finish. The biggest thing for me that happened this week was instant. Again, we talked about this instant karma, in my opinion, in my personal opinion. Uh, Instant karma for Sami Zayn. Um, I just need to say, like, I still think Kevin is right. Like, it's not over for me. Sammy had this coming. If you thought this was going to be a non-bias or a face bias pod, you're wrong. I'm a heel by nature. Screw Sami Zayn. He did it to himself. I can't believe blasphemy was the name of our last pod. Blasphemy, Sami Zayn, to stand by as my best friend and not even think about cheating for me, not even have the conflict to watch me in the WWE version of dead, like watch me dead on the ground outside and watch Cody ascend to the top, you know, in the moment where I needed you the most to do something. You stood by. How dare you? You are a despicable, disgusting human being, Sami Zayn. You're almost the baddest friend as Rey Mysterio is. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Um,
No. Tell me your thoughts. Did you see the turn coming? Did you expect it to be this fast? Is it Sammy, Kevin in Toronto, or is it Sammy, Kevin in Mania? How does this end? How do we get here? What are your feelings?
well, normally how you're a heel by nature,
Mhm.
I'm more of a face by nature. And as often as I'm on the side of the good guy and the face, it's hard for me to side with Sammy on this, man. It really is. I don't think you can. Sammy, I think the roles have reversed where Sammy is the heel and Kevin should be the face because, for lack of better words, I got to steal your words. Kevin was right. Kevin was right. And I agree with everything he's doing to Sammy. Sammy deserves it 100%. How dare you not even attempt
Not
to
even
help your
attempt.
friend?
You didn't even like slide in the ring and like
Try to
have a
cause a
conflicting moment about it. Like
yeah.
you didn't
Didn't
do anything.
couldn't even use a stare down tactic. Just sat there and just looked.
At least get in the ring and look at Cody like I might do something. Didn't even do that. You didn't even slide in the ring. Didn't even
Deserve
approach the apron. Like you
you deserved every bit of that power driver that you got, sir.
I'm just saying, if you were my best friend, I would at least be conflicted about standing by and letting this dude win the match. You know what I mean?
Now,
I don't care how
as
much of a friend I am to the other guy.
as far as booking this goes, I think we get a 2-for-1. I think we're gonna get Sammy and Kevin in Toronto,
Hmm.
and I think Kevin wins in Toronto, but then we're gonna go to Mania
Hmm.
because you got to have a good guy win somewhere in that feud. Sammy's gonna be the one to win at Mania because Kevin's gonna win in Toronto, and
I think
I think that's the better move to do. Have the
I,
heel win in the home country, but then on the
yeah,
grand stage have the good guy win. Supposedly the good guy.
I think you're right. I think they're in like this weird production of Rocky 2. Um I think Kevin wins
Mm-hmm.
in Toronto, and I think after Kevin wins in Toronto, Sammy will like snap and find himself, and
Yeah.
they'll take it to Mania. Um, because I'm just thinking about the weeks and like what Sammy's arc is in all of this, and he's kind of just been the guy being told what to do the whole time. You know, you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. I don't know why you're doing this. This is the person you need to be. When are you going to think about yourself? Da, 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 da. This, and that. Oh, you know, you're my best friend. You're going to do this for me. You're going to be this person.
Mm-hmm.
And Sammy's been getting a lot of talk from everyone about who he should be and how he should act.
Yeah.
And if Sammy's not going to be with Kevin, because that looked like where it was going for a second. That's what I thought it was culminating in.
Yeah.
Everyone telling Sammy what he should be, who he should be, and him figuring out that Kevin's right. But that's not the case. So I think he'll lose to Kevin, and then somebody tries to give him some sort of advice Monday, and he just snaps. It's like I'm so sick of everyone telling me who I should be, what I should be. You know,
I could see it being Jay that gives him the advice.
Mm, I can see that.
Or
I can see that.
maybe Seth gets in his ear again. I don't know, but
It could be Seth. It could be Jay. It'd be a bigger moment if it was Jay,
mm-hmm,
because Jay's never tried to give him advice before.
mm-hmm,
You know, he's been getting it from everyone else, and Jay's just kind of been trying to be supportive. If he snapped on Jay because Jay tried to give him the advice,
mm-hmm.
that'd be a moment.
Yeah.
That'd be a moment. Um, all right. Do we have any lasting thoughts? Anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Um, it's gonna be a wild couple weeks, so I suggest us and everybody who's listening, strap on them seatbelts, put on your helmet if you need a helmet, and let's get ready for the ride.
Yeah, WrestleMania season is officially on go, and the things are about to hit the fan. We still don't have
Mm-hmm.
Randy Orton. We still don't know what any of these other matches are, really what any of the card is just yet. We
Yeah,
have
it's
some
a
predictions, but we don't really know where things are setting in. And we definitely didn't plan for Alexa Bliss to be back during all of it.
we
So
definitely didn't.
it's about to be a ride. It's about to be a ride. Um, that being said, thank you all for joining us, staying this long. If you look down in the description, wherever you're listening to this, there's a little link in there that you can press. Follow us on all the things, the TikTok, if it's not banned, IG, Facebook, all of the things. Website, Dangerous Drivers. Well, it's all in the link. Um, in the meantime, I've been Stevie Jobber.
I've been Dangerous Duke.
And would you all just please stay up, stay blessed, and Duke as always.
Stay dangerous.
People have been asking me, to be the best in the world. Why, Eddie, why?